Everybody, welcome back to the Rainy Day Podcast. My name is Dayton.
My name is Levi, at Champagne Levi.
There you go. Nice Twitter handle. Thank you so much for listening to the Rainy Day Podcast. Episode 3 is coming right at you. We are going to start it off talking about the Portland Trail Blazers, our favorite NBA team. I know we just had the free agency special. Talked about every other NBA team besides our favorite, so I want to get to them. We've only signed one guy. Right now, Festus, at the time of us recording, Festus Ezeli is in Portland meeting with the officials of the Blazers. Right now, we've only signed one guy, and that was Evan Turner, a guard/forward out of Boston, played for Ohio State. He's been in the league a few years. Let's see, he is 27 years old, still young, still got some time. Signed to a 4-year, $70 million contract. You like that signing?
Yeah. I think if you go into free agency and you say, hey, you're going to end up with Evan Turner as your best pickup, right, I'd be a little bit disappointed.
Wait, hold on.
But at the same time, I think you get better. And let's say this Ezeli thing ends up working out, then you get a lot better because you have a big that we need like a physical presence.
We do, and
Plumlee's great. I think Ezeli starts over Plumlee probably. If that happens,
which says a lot. I mean, I agree. I think that'll happen, but that says a lot.
Yeah,
so.
I think they're like even skill levels. So no matter what, no matter what, I like the pickup.
Right.
I think that you're still not a championship team, unfortunately, but you're gonna be a lot better. Especially I feel like it's all about matchups when the playoffs come around. Yeah. If you get a matchup that you like, who knows? You can end up in the Western Conference Finals. Let's say the Warriors and the Spurs meet in the second round, and you don't have to touch either one of those teams until the conference finals.
Right.
You never know. Portland can end up being the third best team.
Yeah.
It's wide open.
I think it's a really great pickup for us, and I'll tell you why. It's because now we can put Aminu at the 4. Now we don't have to worry about who's gonna play, the 4, because we switched out with Vonleh and Harkless and in between the season, and neither of them really played great at the 4. And so now you move Aminu to the 4. You have Turner at the 3. Great defensive presence. He shoots the ball efficiently besides the 3 ball. He can't shoot 3. We don't need a 3-point shooter, though, so I'm not sure why people were really complaining about that.
Yeah.
But he shot 45% last season. Averaged 10 points coming off the bench. I mean, he provides tenacity to the team. He's going to create defense into offense many times. It's going to help take some pressure off of Lillard and CJ, as Hunter pointed out. It's just going to help them out on offense and defense. He can guard the best player on their team. Didn't really have anybody who could do that other than Aminu.
Great defender.
Right, but we would put Aminu on Chris Paul or Harkless on Chris Paul in the playoffs, and it was just now you can just put Turner on there, and you can now it just makes better matchups for us. But what I'm kind of disappointed in is we have seen so many good centers come off the board. We saw Whiteside go to Miami. We saw even Mozgov and Hibbert and Mahimi go to different teams. And Nene, could have gotten Nene for $2.9 million. We could have got Pachulia. He signed. I mean, I know he went to the Warriors probably to win, but we still, I guess, could have got him. But we never even tried. So now we got Ezeli. Hopefully, we can make some room to get him. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, I like the Turner signing.
Yeah, the only thing that scares me is when he was a free agent, I think Philly just got rid of him.
They did.
A couple years ago, and then he went to Boston. Indiana for a little bit.
Oh, he did. That's right.
He kind of ruined that team.
He did.
He went there and they just sucked, and that was when Indiana started to fall.
Yeah.
I think Paul George was still healthy at this time. Maybe this was right before he got hurt.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
He was on Indiana.
That's just that's a little scary, but he doesn't seem like he's a bad locker room guy.
Right.
You didn't pay an incredible amount. I know people are saying he got overpaid. People need to get with the times.
But in this market right now, exactly.
And it's going to go up again next year.
Yeah.
So
it's supposed to increase by 24% next year too, which is going to be ridiculous.
That's massive.
People are going to get really overpaid. If you think this year is bad, next year is going to be crazy.
Yeah. But I think what Portland really needed last year was a stretch 4, and now you put Aminu there. You got that because I love Ed Davis, but when you have him at the 4, it's he he can't hit any jump shot
Yeah,
whatsoever.
no, you don't have. Yeah.
Now you got a guy like Aminu who is probably an average 3-point shooter, but that's good enough for a stretch 4.
So, and hopefully what I think this is what will happen is we will get Crabbe and Harkless back. They're restricted free agents right now. I think they come back to the team. We let Leonard go. We sign Azili to some discount bargain of a price for him because we only have so much cap room that will make it, comfortable for us to sign him. And then you have Turner, so you have a starting 5 of Lillard, CJ, Turner, Aminu, Plumlee or Azili, and then off the bench you have Crabbe, Harkless, Plumlee or Azili, and Ed Davis. That's a pretty good 9.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really solid 9-man rotation if it works out well.
I think the key player there is Alan Crabbe. He needs to take that next step.
Yep.
I feel like he's got like 17 or 18 points per game capability.
Yeah, he's got a really good mid-range game.
Yeah,
and he shoots
he plays smart. He doesn't. You'd like to see him improve his defense a little bit, but he's young. He'll get a little bit bigger. I think this is going to be his 3rd year. Let's see.
When was he drafted?
Did he get drafted with CJ?
Let's look this up. If he got drafted with, I believe so, actually.
But yeah, he needs to take that next step. Oh, wow, he's only 24.
Yeah, which is good.
2013.
So this will be his 13, 14, 15. This is 4th year. Yeah. He's going into his 4th season.
Okay, so yeah, I think that you look at a guy like that can like make or break your team really. And if he's, I don't know, he's probably averaging 10 or 11 points a game last year. If he takes the next step, you're looking at a guy that becomes probably your 4th option, maybe 3rd or 4th option, depending on where you have Turner.
And which isn't too bad if he's coming off the bench.
Yeah,
he could be. I mean, I think he was in contention for 6th man of the year last year, with how he played.
Yeah,
at least in my opinion, and a lot of other people's.
I think people underrate the field goal percentage on players. They look at a guy like Jamal Crawford who has the highlights.
Awful field goal percentage.
Yeah, like he shoots like 38%. Like
awful.
I don't know. It's just.
And Crabbe defensively, I think is key. I think he's our best on-ball defender on the team. I mean, now it's arguably between him and Turner.
Yeah, he improved a lot last year.
He did. But I think we drafted him because of his defensive potential, because of how long his arms are, how athletic he is. He's got good size for a shooting guard. He can play the 2 and the 3.
The only thing I'd like to see him do is shoot more confidently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just, maybe take over a couple games. We'll see.
Yeah, and I think so. You can go either way with that. You could say, it's kind of difficult for guys to shoot comfortably when you have Dame and CJ, who can knock it down. But then you could say, hey, Dame and CJ take some pretty crazy shots and they go in. So, everybody should be shooting confidently. So, it's kind of, you can not pick your poison, but pick, how you want to go about it. So, it's going to be interesting. What do you have high expectations for the Blazers? Do you think they will win more than 50 games next year?
That's actually where I have them at.
50 games exactly.
50 game threshold. I think a good season would be above 50 wins out of the first round. I think we won like 46.
Yeah, it was like
48.
What was it? Yeah, it was like 46, 48. So I say 50 wins is what we'll get to. It all depends on this Azili signing. Because if we get him, then I think that greatly improves us, because pretty much we've kept the entire team the same. We've just added a couple of pieces that kind of mold the team better.
Yeah,
and you can never doubt Terry Stotts too.
Yeah, and we didn't get worse. That's always a plus.
There are a lot of teams in this free agency that got a lot worse, and luckily we're not one of them. So we'll see. Like a team like Sacramento, they got worse.
Yeah, and they
lost Rondo, Collison. We don't know what's gonna happen with him. Gotta rest. You gotta rest.
Look at a guy look at the team like OKC. They got worse.
Yeah, even if they got Oladipo,
still a playoff team. Still a playoff team, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially if they have a lot of cap room now. They can do some stuff.
They the 4th best player in the NBA, maybe.
Russell Westbrook,
LeBron, Steph, KD, Russell.
Yeah. I do that.
Yeah, but I guess
I personally I'd take Westbrook over Steph.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but
Steph Curry is the reigning MVP. I know
it's tough.
I think all around Westbrook's a better basketball player. I think Curry is.
He's like a better regular season player. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it's odd, but yeah, we'll see. So either the Thunder are gonna have to Oh, my voice is cracked. Either the Thunder are going to have to trade Westbrook and get some really good assets, or they're just going to keep the team how they are, try to sign a guy, and then just see how it goes from there.
There's not many guys left.
Maybe tank and let... You don't want to let Westbrook walk, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
He's a free agent after this season.
Yeah.
You can't let him walk.
Yeah, I heard if they can't reach a deal early enough before the trade deadline, they're just going to trade him.
Yeah.
Which you have to do. Like, imagine if he leaves, like, that team.
You don't get any... If he leaves, you get nothing out of it. If you trade him...
Yeah, if you trade him, you get a lot
out something. Oh, yeah, you'll get a ton.
The only thing is that a team that's looking to trade for him will say, well, we don't know if he's going to re-sign, so we can't give you a bunch of stars.
That's why it's like I think it's like a James Harden or like a Carmelo Anthony situation where the team is only going to trade for him if they get a verbal agreement from him that they'll re-sign. Because Melo did that with New York, and then Harden did that with Houston. So
yeah, absolutely.
We'll see. Anyway, but going back to the Blazers, I say 50-51 wins for them. Again, didn't get worse. Kind of kept the team intact. Added some pieces. It'll be cool to see. And, okay, enough about basketball for now. Let's talk about the NFL. Levi, what is your favorite NFL team?
New Orleans Saints, obviously.
As is mine. We both love the Saints. So let's talk about them first, kind of their improvements over the season. Let's talk about who they drafted. Had the 12th overall pick, got Sheldon Rankins, the number 1 rated defensive tackle in that draft. You like that pickup?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think that's good? I love it.
You team up him and Nick Fairley.
Yeah.
A couple hogs in the trench.
Yeah.
When has New Orleans ever really had like a beast of a D tackle?
I don't think they've ever had a beast of a defense. Period.
Yeah, like even when they won the Super Bowl, like
they
forced turnovers, but like they weren't like a
like
a Seattle Seahawks or
no. They were like the Broncos of this year reversed. It was like the Broncos defense carried them, but for us it was our offense that carried
absolutely.
Them. So, I really like that. And again, pairing up with Nick Fairley, that's going to be good. And you still have Cameron Jordan coming off the edge. I think our defense greatly improved. We drafted Von Bell out of Ohio State, and then you team him up with Kenny Vaccaro and a somewhat healthy Jairus Byrd.
Yeah,
I don't know about him. I still think we overpaid for him.
Yeah, he was like arguably the best safety in the game 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and now like he hasn't done much in 2 years in New Orleans.
Yeah,
but he's a guy that just in his prime intercept the ball a lot.
Yep.
Don't get beat deep. If he can do that, then I think
solid.
Like we just need an average defense. That's all
we got Roman Harper back, gritty guy.
Vet.
He is the vet, gray-haired man. But I mean, he knows the team well. Still, our cornerback situation is questionable. I don't like relying on Keenan Lewis to be the number 1 cornerback. And I don't like having so much pressure on Delvin Breaux because he hasn't really proven himself. He did good in the CFL, but that's the CFL.
Yeah.
You come to the NFL, it's literally a whole different ballgame. So I like them. Don't get me wrong. I like them. I don't like relying on them to lead our secondary.
Yeah, and like if that's like your top 2 corners, then that means you don't have much depth.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is unfortunate, but every year there's guys that just come out of nowhere. Like, wow, this guy's an amazing player. Like
Josh Norman last year.
Yeah, exactly. So, who we should have got. But
I agree. Yeah. We're this close.
Like, we just need guys to just be average on defense and then let Drew Brees do his thing. So, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and going to the offensive side of the ball, Drew Brees, I believe he's going to be 36 this year. Yeah, he's going to be 36 this year. Or just turned 36. He's got a birthday in January. 36 years old, still got it, though. He's one of the most... He can pass for a lot of yards in one season. Excellent guy. Brandon Cooks, who is kind of the young buck of the entire Saints team.
Steve Smith style of a player.
Really quick, really fast. I love his gameplay. Went to Oregon State. He's coming into his second year. We dropped Marcus Colston. A couple of reasons. One is aging. Another was just the contract situation in and of itself.
Health.
But we drafted Mike Bell. Fast guy, but he's got the size. We also have Brandon Coleman and Willie Snead. Do you think that receiving core is enough to kind of help Drew Brees out?
Yeah. I think that's plenty of weapons. And the Saints always have these random guys like 5th on the depth chart that will have big games, because when you play for a guy like Drew Brees, like you don't have to be Randy Moss. You just have to
Yeah.
have to be a good route runner and not drop the ball. So
Yeah.
I think that's what they got. They have their one real playmaker, Brandon Cooks, who you throw like a 3-yard drag and he could take it on any play. So I think you're good there. The running situation is good.
Yeah,
It's fantastic. It's probably the best that
Saints have had in a long time.
Yeah, maybe the best that Drew Brees has had in New Orleans.
I would say yeah.
I mean, you had Reggie and Deuce McAllister and for like
Pierre
1 year.
Tom. Oh, Pierre Thomas wasn't on that team at the time.
Yeah, I think he was probably drafted in like 09.
Yeah, that's right.
But 07, 08, you had Reggie and Deuce.
And that was all right.
Yeah, Reggie was more of a receiver.
Wasn't terrible. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing about Sean Payton. He used to be. This surprised me when I found this out a few years ago. I don't know why I found this out a few years ago. I should have known it earlier. But he was the running backs coach for the Cowboys before he became their offensive coordinator. So, did you know?
No, I thought he was just. I knew about the offensive coordinator. I didn't know he was running backs.
Yeah,
coach.
he was the running backs coach before he was. So, you take a look at that and you go, really? Because the Saints haven't really had a strong running game.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, they rely around the pass. Like.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, because we run a West Coast offense, and so it's like if you say, "Wow, Sean Payton is run first minded," isn't that doesn't really add up? But it's true. I mean, it's true if you kind of look at the past.
I think the thing about Sean Payton, like, okay, in the NFL, running backs aren't making a lot of money,
right?
Because I think people realize that if you have good coaching, you can take like almost a nobody and make him productive. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that's what we've done. Well, Pierre Thomas, I believe, was undrafted. Turned him into the go-to guy on a Super Bowl team.
Right.
Had a huge screen catch in that Super Bowl. Great stuff.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Mark Ingram at his first year, maybe first 2 years.
I thought he was a bust.
Yeah, I thought he was a bust, and now he's just running like a man possessed. Yeah. He's top 10 running back in the NFL.
Greatly improved.
Yeah, so I think we've been overachieving at running back ever since Sean Payton's got here. We just don't run a lot.
Right, because you got Drew Brees. And then we signed C.J. Spiller, who last year, the highlight of the season for him was that overtime touchdown catch against Dallas.
80 yards.
Great play. But again, he's kind of more of like what Reggie Bush was for us. He was more of a receiving running back, and he can return kicks and whatnot. But I like Ingram. I wish we would have kept Chris Ivory because now he's kind of a beast. But we have Kyrie Robinson as well. Drafted another running back. Don't know his name. But yeah, the core of our running backs is going to be good. It's going to help take some load off of Drew Brees. As long as I think this is the weakest part of our team now that our defense has improved is our offensive line. Yeah. Drew Brees got sacked a lot last year. The reason Mark Ingram got so well, he had to break a lot of tackles. And that made him obviously look better because if you can break tackles, you can create highlights. So that was all because the offensive line wasn't blocking that well.
Which sucks because when the Saints were like a 12-win team every season, the offensive line was fantastic.
Yeah. We just lost some guys over the years.
Yeah,
I guess.
like all the guys from those teams just got old.
Yeah.
What's his face signed with the Bucks? Jari Evans. Yep. Yeah, and is he even in the league anymore?
I think so with the Bucks.
Okay, well he sucks now. But yeah, we'll see what happens. They got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Just like every team, we've had a lot of injury problems, but we should be okay.
Right.
Playoffs.
There you go. I definitely think. Here's the thing. My Super Bowl prediction, I have the Saints coming out of the NFC. I really do. And I do that every year. But this year I have a really good feeling about it because the Panthers are a little bit worse without Josh Norman.
Yeah.
They would have lost 3 or 4 games without him. They would have lost to us if it wasn't for Josh Norman.
They overachieved last year.
I agree. I love Cam
Newton. You could tell. I don't know. It's just weird. Like, you would tell, like, this team is not... Because they almost won undefeated. You're like, this is not how good they are.
Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah, that both divisions, the NFC and the AFC, are just wide open right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The AFC, I have no clue who comes out of there.
Me neither.
Like, the Jets could. I don't know who their quarterback is.
They don't have... They're trying to sign Fitzpatrick right now.
Well, if they don't get... Okay, they're not... With Geno Smith, they won't win one game. But...
I say Patriots come out of the AFC because you can never doubt Tom Brady. Even though right now he's out for 4 games, that could change.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, it's just going to piss off Tom Brady and make him even better.
You can never doubt... Like, you can never doubt Drew Brees. You never doubt Belichick and Brady.
Ooh. Something I want to bring up.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Andrew Luck, the contract?
Okay. I want to bring that up too. Oh, man. Here's the thing.
I'm very passionate about this subject in particular. So
I don't know what your opinion on it is, so I'll let you say it after mine because we might be totally same, totally different. When Andrew Luck was coming out of college, he was a huge hype. People wanted him to come in 2011, and he would have went to the Panthers instead. Or sorry, yeah.
Instead of Cam Newton.
No, wait.
No,
I take that back. Sorry. Wait. Yeah. People wanted him to come out of 2011 instead of Newton, so he went to the Panthers. Decided to stay a year, and he did pretty good. I mean, he has the size, he had the potential, he had the arm, he had the strength, he had everything that a quarterback needs. He had the athleticism. And so he goes to the Colts, number 1 overall. Teams tanked literally for him to come to the team. And the Colts picked him over Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning just retired with a Super Bowl ring. So you take all that into consideration. You go, Andrew Luck, man, he's got to be like a top 5 guy. He's got to be like a top 5. Stats don't show it. I mean, he's still young. He still has a lot to prove. Stats don't show it. He got injured last year. Even when he wasn't injured, he was mediocre at best. You can't say that he doesn't have weapons because you got T.Y. Hill and you got Dante Moncrief. You have the good Johnson. Offensive line. You had Andre Johnson. You had Frank Gore, but the offensive line was pretty good. I mean, they did their job last year. And one interesting stat that popped out to me is that Ryan Tannehill has a better career passer rating than Andrew Luck.
That's true.
He's played in, I think, 1 or 2 seasons. He got drafted the same year.
Because Russell
012.
Wilson was in there too.
Russell Wilson. Yeah. So got drafted the same year. Tannehill has been sacked more times than any quarterback ever since he came into the league. You take all that into consideration, and he still has a better passer rating than Andrew Luck, and you just paid the man guaranteed $87 million. I'd go with Andrew Luck on, like, if I were to draft and I had if I'm rebuilding a team and I had like the 7th or 8th overall pick, I'd go with Luck. But I think he's overpaid.
Okay. Personally, I hope. Okay, well, we don't agree on this.
Okay. One thing we don't agree on. We usually agree on everything. This is good.
I think he's underpaid for his value.
Oh.
Like, okay. First
go
of all,
ahead. No,
the Ryan Tannehill thing. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I don't think he is asked to do as much as Andrew Luck. Like, Andrew Luck is asked to be like LeBron of that team, just do everything. One thing he needs to work on: stop trying to be like a superhero and like run everyone over. Just learn to slide. Like, be Russell Wilson, so he'll stop getting hurt because he puts himself in bad situations.
I agree with that. There was a quarterback. Who was the quarterback that? I mean, Michael Vick is notorious for not really sliding, kind of taking the hits. There was another quarterback who was like.
What era are we talking?
We're talking recently, 2 years ago.
Guy that kept getting hit.
Like a quarterback. RG3.
Oh.
When people were like, you need to slide, but blah, blah, blah. Yeah, anyway.
Like, he ruined his own career.
Exactly. So, that's why I agree
Shannon.
with it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But, if you look at that team, like, okay, remember when, who was Peyton Manning's backup? It was Jim Sorgi. Or no, after, when Peyton had his neck thing,
it was Painter.
Yeah, Curtis Painter from Purdue, I believe, is where he was from. It was like his second year.
Right.
I think they won 1 game, right?
They won 2. They won 2-14.
Okay, not terrible.
Yeah.
No, it's terrible.
Not as bad as the Lions in 07. That's
true.
Good. Yeah.
But yeah, 2-14, and I think it's like this. It's like similar to me. If you take away Andrew Luck and Matt Hasselbeck starts every game, I know he played good last year. If Matt Hasselbeck starts every game, I think you win 4 games. With Andrew Luck, I think you have at least 9 games guaranteed you're gonna win. And their defense isn't great. I know they have Vontae Davis.
Yeah.
Offensively,
that's about it.
I know T.Y. Hilton's good, but if that's your best
receiver,
offensive teammate,
right?
I don't know. The running game has always been weak, even back ever since Edgerrin James left Indy. I think it's been subpar.
What they won a Super Bowl, their starting running back was Joseph Adai.
Yeah.
So
who was good for 2 years.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think and just from a money standpoint, what's the owner's name? The alcoholic guy.
Jim Irsay?
Yeah, Jim Irsay.
I hate that dude.
Okay, think about it like this: if you don't pay, do you know what the contract was? It was off the top of your head.
It was, I believe, it was for 5 or 6 years. I know that the money was $129 million.
Okay.
I want to look it up though.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so $129 million. If you don't give that to him, you're gonna be mediocre for the next 5 years. No one's gonna buy your jerseys. No one's gonna come to your games. Let's check this out real quick. $87 million guaranteed through 2021.
$140 million.
Over
Wow.
6.
He's even. Wow. I thought he was getting less than that.
You know what's funny? Mike Conley's making more in less time.
Mike Conley. Yeah, that's true. But that's NBA. Yeah. That's,
Yeah. Like no one's gonna buy tickets to your game. No one's gonna.
Right.
You're not gonna be on primetime television without Andrew Luck. Like just from a financial standpoint,
Right.
you're gonna make your money back. Plus, you're gonna be a winning team. I don't know. I think you have to do it. And prediction.
Okay.
We'll come back to this. He's
Okay.
gonna be the MVP of the NFL next year, offensive MVP.
Okay. I disagree with that for
If
sure.
it's not Drew Brees.
Right, there you go. Okay, good call. He could be the AFC offense. There you go. But okay, the one thing I agree with is that the Colts had to sign Andrew Luck to an extension. There's no way you let him go in free agency, so why not sign him to an extension now?
Yeah.
He's gonna get the most money. Before this, the highest paid player was Joe Flacco. Doesn't deserve that money.
Yeah, it's like
crazy. I think everybody said he was gonna get overpaid. Like all the non-experts, and then all the experts were like, no, he's kind of elite. He just won a Super Bowl. Yeah, fucking Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. It doesn't mean anything. You know, a team can carry you. So
yeah.
But with Luck, here's the thing: he has one playoff win, right, in the 4 years. Granted, he took a 2-14 team and kind of led them on.
Yeah.
Stafford took a 0-16 team, still hasn't really done anything with them. He had Calvin Johnson too, so you could say a lot of stuff. Andrew Luck, I think, has done an all right job. He hasn't lived up to his potential, which is why I don't think he should get paid that much. But again, he does have years.
And
I don't know.
Think about it like this: if Tom Brady isn't in the NFL and Bill Belichick isn't in the NFL, then Andrew Luck might be in the Super Bowl like 2 times already. It's like that's what he has to get over. Patriots are a great organization, obviously.
Right.
So
yeah. But you can't just take 2 of the greatest of all time out of
yeah,
the NFL.
yeah. I'm just saying, like that's how close he's been. I don't know.
Right.
I think
But that's right. He did get to an AFC Championship game.
only lost by like 45.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was who was it?
Wow.
It was wow. Why am I forgetting his name? LeGarrette Blount just scored
yeah.
like a million.
He had 4
touchdowns
touchdowns in that game.
Yeah.
Love LeGarrette Blount. Love that man.
Great guy.
Saints should have.
Boise State.
The
So
punch.
okay, let's go. Johnny Manziel.
Oh yeah, I wanted to. What? Here's the thing. I only want to talk about Manziel for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserves airtime. I don't think he deserves anything. Because I remember when he was Johnny Football at A&M, freshman, won the Heisman, great potential. But after that, everything went downhill. He's done this to himself. Drug addiction, alcoholism, hasn't done anything really. He's tried, but he hasn't committed to anything. He said after July 4th, he said this July 1st, he said after July 4th, I'm done with alcohol. We'll see how that ends up. But domestic abuse stuff, Browns released him, gave him too many chances. But the media gives him so much airtime. People still talk about him. I only want to talk about him quickly because I don't think he deserves to be on an NFL roster. I don't, at least right now.
I don't think ever like he's not that talented.
He's not. No,
he's like super
he's small
undersized.
guy. Yeah.
Like I don't know. You see like his highlights from college, like making ridiculous plays, like jumping over people. Like that doesn't work in the NFL.
Though.
You just
exactly.
get clobbered.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, you know what I always find weird is like so last year, the year before last year, he was getting a little bit of playing time, right?
Yeah.
Like he started a few games.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, like he just needs to, like he doesn't have the physical tools, right?
Yeah.
But then a guy like Jamarcus Russell. Yeah. Or, okay, what I'm trying to say. Anytime a black quarterback doesn't succeed, you know what they say? They say, like, he doesn't, like, have the knowledge. Anytime a white quarterback doesn't succeed, it's
he
like...
He doesn't have the tool, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's like... It's just funny to me. Right. I don't know, it's weird. Because, like, Johnny Manziel, he has a pretty good arm. He's just small. Like, he has the physical tools, I guess. He's probably bigger than Michael Vick.
Yeah.
And he
doesn't want to learn anything.
He's just stupid.
He's one of the guys I would love to be Manziel's... Well, okay. Let me reword this. Manziel is one of the guys who you would want to be friends with, but you never, ever want to be a teammate or a business partner with him because he thinks he knows everything.
Yeah.
He thinks he's smarter than you. He thinks no, this is the way it's supposed to be done. I don't care how long you've been in the NFL. I'm
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel. Don't you know who I am?
The guy, he's just like he's an idiot.
Yeah, but I mean, he's popular amongst his peers because I'm guessing he's a
Like,
decent friend. He's a pretty good friend.
He has a decent amount of money. I think he's already rich. Like his parents had oil money.
Yeah.
Gets his NFL contract. I don't know what that was, like 5 to 10 million.
Yeah.
First round pick.
Overpaid, whatever.
And
yeah.
then I don't know. And how do you not see this coming? Anyways,
Right. Yeah.
that's whatever.
If you're the Browns, should have really never drafted him.
Yeah.
But that's another. Yeah. But anyway, enough about Manziel. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about NFL wise. I guess we can talk about. We don't have to talk about Josh Norman. That's crazy though. That I was expecting the Panthers to take him back, but he goes to the Redskins.
Yeah.
Should have went to the Saints.
I don't know.
Whatever, man.
Whatever.
And then there were some crazy moves, like Osweiler to the Texans. That'll be interesting. Miller went to the Texans as well from the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see.
I think he's underrated.
I think he is too.
Speedster.
I love his game.
You know what the thing was you want to talk about? The other thing?
That's about it.
Okay, yeah.
Peyton Manning retaring. Yeah. So the
When I
Broncos
saw it,
are
like a chance.
questionable right now. Yeah.
They got to get Von Miller signed up. I think they
do.
will.
I think. Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah. Let's see. MLB All-Star.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about the All-Star. So here's the thing about the MLB. The reason we haven't talked about this season yet. Number one, I mean, we love the NBA and NFL more than probably NBA more than anything.
Just like everyone.
Kind of easy to talk about. MLB though, this season is just so mediocre and boring. Nothing exciting. I mean, this is really the most exciting thing about the season is that it's David Ortiz's last season.
Yeah. What jumps out?
Great player.
For the AL starters. There's one thing that jumps out at me right off the top of my head.
Hold on, wait. Is it David Ortiz being in the
No,
All-Star
well,
game?
kind of.
Is it how many Red Sox
Yeah,
there are?
like they were terrible
4
last
Red
year,
Sox?
and now you
Yeah.
got 4 of them.
Yeah.
That's good to see.
I think what jumps out to me most is how young everybody is. Because, first of all, Salvador Perez. Right now he is the next Yadier Molina's. Awesome catcher, can bat. He won the World Series last year with the Royals. They're doing pretty well this season. The entire starting infield for the AL, all of them are 26 years or younger. Great to see. Got some young guys there. You have Mike Trout, obviously going to be an all-star starter. Surprised he wasn't the biggest vote getter, just because of how popular he is and how well he does.
Kansas City, I remember last year, they almost had like their whole team starting.
That's true.
Because
They
it's
had
just
they
fan
had,
voting. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think they had eight of their players went in, and like 3 or 4 of them started.
There's not much to do in Kansas City.
That's
so
true. Yeah, you got the Chiefs and the Royals.
They get on Twitter, hashtag MLB vote.
Yeah. Mookie Betts and Jackie Bradley Jr., great young talents. The Red Sox are lucky to have those two.
Yeah.
Really good guys.
Altuve over Cano. I know it's fan voting, whatever.
You're right. Yeah,
don't like it.
I don't know. But the Astros, I'm glad to see the Astros have some All-Stars there. Your favorite MLB team, local, well, because they're local,
Seattle
is the Mariners. They only got one. Do you think they should have gotten maybe another? Do you think Felix Hernandez deserved an All-Star nod?
He wasn't great when he was pitching. He was good, but he's been injured too.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else.
I guess. What's his name? I can't remember his name now.
Nelly Cruz.
Nelson Cruz. I mean, maybe as a reserve.
Yeah, I think people haven't like been playing like outstanding, but they've been playing really good.
Who's the guy who hits home runs for you?
Adam Lind?
No, another guy.
Kyle Seager.
Yes, Seager.
Yeah,
I thought maybe he would have.
He started off real rough.
Yeah,
this year. He was hitting like 180 the first month.
I thought his improvement over would have at least made him.
One thing that jumps out: Mark Trumbo.
Yeah,
the Mariners.
Old man.
The Mariners just said like you can go, and now he's leading. He's on pace for like 50 home runs.
That's crazy.
But
I like this roster though. I like Miguel Cabrera as a reserve. I like Donaldson as a reserve. I like Beltran, Desmond, and Trumbo as your 3 outfielder reserves. I like that. Edwin Encarnacion. That Blue Jays team is pretty good.
They got power everywhere.
You got Donaldson. You have Encarnacion, and you have
Jose Bautista.
Yeah, Bautista. Yeah, Joey Bats. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And then Marco Estrada as a starting pitcher. That's pretty cool to see. Yankees, their own besides Carlos Beltran, their only guys in here are pitchers, which is actually good to see.
Yeah, relief pitchers, like not even a starter.
Yeah. So Craig Kimbrell, Andrew Miller, you were saying is on like the trading block, might get traded.
Yeah. Actually, okay. So they also have Aroldis Chapman, who's one of the best closers.
Might get traded to my favorite team,
Florida
Miami Marlins.
I heard Miami wanted him and Miller, which would be crazy.
Oh, that'd be weird.
Just
but we just traded for not K-Rod.
Fernando Rodney.
Fernando Rodney.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. We got Fernando Rodney, the bow and arrow guy. Yeah, from the Padres.
Let's see. NL starters.
The NL starters are.
It's about what you'd expect. A lot of Cubs.
You got 5 Cubs there, and then 5 Cubs. Wow,
that's a good team.
So you got Ben Zobrist played for the Royals last year, and then he comes over to the Cubs. So that was a great pickup for them. Addison Russell is becoming the guy everybody thought he was going to be. Same with Chris Bryant, power. And then you got Buster Posey as the catcher. Anthony Rizzo. I don't think Anthony Rizzo should have gotten the. I know it's fan voting. I think Will Myers deserved it more, but he plays for the Padres.
Goldschmidt.
I think Goldschmidt, great power. Daniel Murphy, interesting to see him there. The guy I really like to see there is Marcell Ozuna, big teddy bear for us. Great power. Him and the only reason Stanton isn't here is because he's been hurt. Other than that, I think he just hit 4 home runs in his last 4 at bats. So he's got crazy power in him. Great guy. Cespedes, I don't know, up and down year.
Yeah,
he's got power, but I don't know.
Speaking of Kyle Seager, his little brother,
Corey Seager, shortstop for the Dodgers.
I don't know if he got a hit today, but I think yesterday he improved on a 17-game hitting streak.
Oh wow,
great hitter.
Clay Thompson's family got to be disappointed.
Absolutely,
his little brother didn't make the All-Star game,
and his big brother choked.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's what you'd expect for the pitchers. Jake Arrieta starting.
Madison Bumgarner, Johnny Cueto, Jose Fernandez, great guy.
Oh, wow, Fernando Rodney is.
Yep, there you go.
Really?
Yeah.
That's just weird because
we got AJ Ramos.
Last year, just he's old. He's probably like 39 or 40 now.
He's like 37.
He was just terrible for the Mariners last year. Just blew every save possible.
I remember that. Yeah.
I'm glad to see him do his thing.
And now he's all right. I think he just got a save for us the other night. It was his first one for us. John Lester on the Cubs. Cubs just fucking everywhere, man. Clayton Kershaw gonna be replaced. He just went on the 15-day DL for he had to get a shot in him because he had like soreness in his shoulder or something. But Steven Strasburg, this pitching is loaded.
Yeah.
Strasburg, Syndergaard. I already said Cueto, Fernandez, Bumgarner, and Arrieta, and Lester. Like that is.
It's good to see Steven Strasburg on there because he's
After
been a little bit of a bust, but he's kind of.
Yeah, I remember he was hyped up a lot. Him, Bryce Harper, and Chris Bryant are the 3 most hyped up players of our generation right now.
Yep.
Who do you think? I don't know if you don't have to answer this if you don't really have like an opinion on it. Do you have an AL and NL MVP and the Cy Young winners for both?
Okay, well, Cy Young, Jake Arrieta.
You think so?
And the NL. Yeah. As far as MVP, like offensively,
right?
Give me. That's tough, honestly. Bryce Harper probably. I know he slowed down a little bit, but
I'd probably say
I think he saw his numbers are just better than everyone else's.
I think right now it's up in the air. I think it's up in the air between Posey, Bryant, and Harper. I think those are the 3 that are kind of up in the air.
Yep.
So.
And then as far as AL pitchers, I think that's wide open.
Oh yeah, for sure. They don't have there's no guy who you say, oh wow, look at ace for sure. You know.
Could you imagine David Ortiz going out with an MVP? He's playing like it right now.
Oh, he is. He's hitting good. I hope he does. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I love Ortiz.
Or any of the Red Sox honestly could sneak in there, like Jackie Bradley Jr.
I think
he's a machine.
You want to talk about leadoff hitter that you like. That is the guy that you want. Oh, unless Mookie Betts is there. Either one of them.
They have
great
4
players
hitters that are the same. They're fast contact hitters with some pop.
Xander Bogaerts, Bradley Jr. and Betts are all like that. But I think who ends up winning AL MVP is going to be Salvador Perez.
Or I could see Trumbo winning it if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah,
he might fall off soon, but
again, the thing about the MVP and Cy Young, it's not voted on by fans. It's actually experts who go. I'm not saying fans
like Tim Kirkjian or whatever.
And Buster Olney. What's his name?
Buster Olney.
I did say that right. That's weird to say.
You know my favorite. What's that Latino guy? He's Robert Flores.
Roflo, yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I'm a fan of his is because back when Barry Bonds was chasing Hank Aaron, he was always at San Francisco Park, AT&T Park or whatever, for everything. Just that's how I know him. Because Barry Bonds is one of my favorite players of all time.
I remember when Barry Bonds hit that home run that broke the record. That was crazy.
Great stuff.
Miguel Cabrera, I could see stepping up and perhaps getting MVP.
Yeah.
Only because I don't think he was The reserves aren't voted in, are they? They're chosen, right?
Yeah, I think that's coaches.
Right, and I think the only reason he didn't get in there is because Eric Hosmer is having a pretty good season, but Cabrera's always has the potential to.
Yeah, I think he won the Triple Crown a few years ago.
He did, which is
still doing his thing.
Which is first, cool. Anything else you want to say before we end this episode?
World Series prediction.
If I had to say right now, I'd say Cubs. I'd definitely say Cubs out of the NL. I don't think. That's the thing about it though, is because even the best team, MLB, it's so easy to beat the best team in the playoffs.
Yeah, like it's a crapshoot. I'll say Cubs Red Sox, and I'll take the Red Sox just because I feel like the storybook ending always happens.
I say Cubs Royals, and I say Cubs win and end the curse.
I like that.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I think a team that, I don't know. I think like the Dodgers could beat the Cubs in the playoffs. I don't think the Mets can, like they did a season ago.
They don't have the hitting.
They don't have the hitting.
Like
they got pretty good. They got decent pitching. They got Syndergaard and DeGrom, but I don't know. They don't have the hitting. I love Curtis Granderson's game. We'll see how that goes. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the Rainy Day Podcast. My name is Dayton.
My name is Levi.
We will see you next week. Stay dry.